Welcome back to the Member 2 Sport and Wellness Center, the Emera Arena. And we're about ready to go here in the Hockey Nova Scotia Under 13A Female Hockey Championship matchup, and we're underway. Game features the Quad County Whitecaps black. They're wearing the white and green trim against the Valley Wild in their blue and white. And we're underway here. Again, Under 13A supremacy in the province up for grabs. Bringing out his king, she dumps it in, and it'll be called for icing. Starting goaltender for the Whitecaps is Lexi McLennan. And getting the nod for the Wild is Amelia Tomek. Off the draw. Wild now in their own zone, looking to get it out. Kept in at the point. Good play there by Quinn Hodgson. It's in front. Spinning shot there, didn't make it through, but it's brought in on the offside. Just get out beyond Isla LeBlanc, who brought it back in. Opening minute here in this championship matchup. Our second of two here at the Emera Arena. The first one was a dandy. It went to a shootout. The lone goal by Lexi Saunders. Brooke Baldwin with the shutout as the home team, the Cape Breton Blizzard, with a thrilling victory over the Valley Wild in the Under 15A Championship. And that bouncing puck. And a big save there by Lexi McLennan, as she smothered it, and there'll be a face-off to her left. Off the face-off now, back to the point. Wrist shot. Gets all the way through, but again, McLennan had to be sharp. Off the shot from Nora McLean. So McLennan, the busier of the two keepers so far. Another face-off in her zone. Wild trying to get control of it. It comes outside the zone, and racing back for it to pick it up is Eisner. Eisner, lead pass. That connection didn't come together, but Salzman will race in after it. But there to get it first and pick it up is Kinsley McEachern. Out to neutral ice. Both teams again, like in our previous game, well represented here. Plenty of jerseys for both sides, and now out to neutral ice, but the interception by Mutart. Salzman though couldn't get an opportunity as Schofield tried to bring it in, and it ended up in the Whitecap bench. So a face-off just outside their zone, 12:54 remaining in the first. Off the draw. Whitecaps trying to get their first offensive push. Centering pass just hopped over the stick of Broche. Shot attempt went wide there by Cameron McIsaac. Point shot blocked. Wild trying to get off to the races, but it's still in the zone and finally gobbled up by Franey. Good work there by Quinn Hodgson. And now Franey up ahead. And dumped in deep by Bigney. Wild looking for the opening goal here. We waited till a shootout in our first championship game. And we've had no time, or no goals, pardon me, during play, as that's smothered by Tomek. And we'll have a face-off in the Wild zone. 11:45 remaining in the first. Off the draw. Trickles back to the point. That's where Marr picks it up. Her shot went wide. Marr can't keep it in. Dumps it right back, but the Wild bring it out of the zone. Marr a third chance. And she'll dump it in, back to pick it up is Blakely Ward. Ward ahead to King. King's lead pass didn't quite connect with Winkowski. Now Marr. And it's just offside as heading in was Dwaron. So a face-off outside the Wild zone here in the opening period. Just getting started here, remember too, for the U13A Hockey Nova Scotia banner. Off the draw, dumped in, dumped right back out, hops over the stick of McEachern, but back to pick it up behind her, Ryland Dwaron. Up along the half wall, 8 along, and now off to the races. Here comes Dwaron. Dwaron can't get by her defender. Good defensive play there by Nora McLean. McLean rings it around the boards. Picked up there by Gilbert. Gilbert into the zone. Gilbert with a burst of speed. A shot, a save by McLennan. Off that great rush by Gabriella Gilbert. She almost opened the scoring. McLennan getting plenty of pats on the back after that big save. McLean at the point, knocked away from her. Now back the other way comes Broche. Broche in on the backhand. She slid it through the lip of the crease. Penalty coming up to the Wild. Delayed call, point shot. And the Wild get possession, so we'll have our first power play. So a chance here for the Whitecaps to draw first blood. It's a hooking call against the Wild. Nora McLean to the box. And we'll have a face-off to the right of Tomic. Off the draw. Scramble in the circle, back to the point, wrist shot. Hits a leg and bounces free, and coming away with it, the Wildcats short-handed. I have the Wildcats of some of the other Valley clubs in my mind, but it's the Valley Wild. Lead pass trying to get in with it is McIsaac, but she's tied up. Maya Franey with the defensive play, point shot. Redirected, but it goes wide by McIsaac. Good penalty kill so far for the Wild. Point shot. Hits a leg in front, and then over to pick it up is Franey. She can't get it out the half wall. Wrist shot blocked, bouncing puck. And it squirts loose and back the other way once again. Winkowski. Winkowski. Good work here in the penalty kill. Whitecaps now trying to get going. In there battling is Curry. Melody Curry. And now back behind her net, Brooklyn Ansems. Up the boards. Wild now looking for something short-handed. Ansems. Squirts ahead. Salzman. Short-handed shot and a blocker saved by McLennan. 15 seconds remaining, but it's the Wild pressuring short-handed. They're still on it. Salzman once again. As the final seconds tick away. And a great PK there now with under 8 minutes remaining. McLean into the box. She'll squirt to the bench. So the Whitecaps come up empty. And over the blue line. The Wild looking to answer after that big penalty kill. Bigney in front. Bouncing puck, but unable to corral it. Back out in front. But again, Wenkowski couldn't gather it and get a shot away. Wenkowski gets it back in neutral ice. Puts it back to her defender smartly. That's Ansems. Neutral ice. Now chasing in after it 8 along. Up front for the Whitecaps along with Mackenzie Pye. But back the other way. Bigney. Bigney takes it wide. Looking for someone in front. Centers it on the backhand, but it deflects behind the net. Whitecaps trying to get out of their own zone. Put right back in, but a delayed offside, so that gives the Whitecaps a chance. Here comes DeCoste. Puts it down behind the net. That's where it's picked up by Nora McLean. Kept in at the point. Shot, redirected wide. Whitecaps now looking to center it. Still loose. 6:15 remaining in the first. Scramble in front. And finally diving, trying to smother it. And able to do so was Tomek. So the Whitecaps pressing here. 6:09 remaining in the first, no score. Face off to the left of Amelia Tomek, pardon me. Off the draw, back to the point, but it splits the Whitecap defenders. Racing back and picking it up is Quinn Hawley, but still in the zone. Good work there by Hodgson to get it ahead. Squirts free and now dumped. Deflects off the stick of Hawley. She has to go back to retrieve it. Bangs it up the boards, gets it back. Still in the zone. Long shot, deflects off the glove of McLennan behind the net. Wild trying to get the opener here. Salzman in front, but no one there. Kept in at the point, but the Whitecaps will take over. Racing out is Fleet. Back to collect, banging it up the boards is Marr. But Salzman, who's been a bee in the bonnet of the Whitecaps so far, dumped in to the left of Tomek, and she'll smother it with 4:51 remaining. Fast pace opening period here, no score. The Quad County Whitecaps Black Squad up against the Valley Wild. The U13 A provincial banner on the line. That's back out to neutral ice and having to retreat to get it with Skirman. Dumped in, and that's where Franey will pick it up. Franey up the boards. Kept in at the half wall, good work, trying to pick it up. Whitecaps, but racing out with it. Wenkowski poked off her stick. Dumped in by Curry. Whitecaps will make a change. Now in on the forecheck. Bouncing puck eludes Callie Mae McDonald. But now back in her own end, and it's picked up by LeBlanc. Into the zone. Now twisting into the Wild end. Whitecaps looking to put some pressure on. And it trickles all the way into Tomek. And she smothers it once again with 3:39 remaining in the first period. Shot! Oh, and it just missed. That was off the stick of McDonald. Wild now, kept in. Good pressure here, McIsaac. McDonald back in after it, but it's up to the half wall. Picked up there by Frail. Wild now. Trying to get something going here out of their own zone. But again, the Whitecaps penning them in. Some room now for Frail. But can't get it out. That was knocked down. A good play by Daniela McNeil. McNeil into the slot. But no room to get a shot away for McDonald. Still loose. Kept in at the point. Wrist shot. Redirected and through the blue paint. Pinching in from the point. Hodgson had it blocked. Got a second chance. Went sky high. Whitecaps buzzing here. Wild on their heels. But finally a chance here. And able to bring it out. And get it up the boards was Ansems. But right back the other way, McNeil. Poked off her stick. In for support to pick it up was Fleet. But now trying to race away. The Wild end. Shot, they score! Gabriella Gilbert. After the Whitecaps had all the pressure, Gilbert at the 13:09 mark of the first. A great individual effort. Able to get it under the arm of McLennan. So the Wild draw first blood here in the championship game. Again, Gabriella Gilbert with the goal. And now the Wild looking for more. Salzman has it knocked off her stick. Collecting now is Eisner. Gets it up to Sorbetti. Banged ahead, so again after the Whitecaps were carrying the play there for a good stretch on the counter attack. Gabriella Gilbert makes it 1-0 for the Wild here late in the first. Less than a minute remaining in it, our first 15-minute period. Now the Whitecaps looking for an answer and a save on the short side by Tomek. And looking for the rebound was Broche. 44.7 seconds remaining in the first. Off the face-off, goes behind the net. Whitecaps back in there looking for it. Broche centered it. Shot! Didn't get good wood on it. That was off the stick of McDonald. Broche now. McIsaac. McDonald parked in front. But coming away with it was Franey. Up the boards, great work there to force it out. And now into the zone is Wenkowski, a shot. McLennan steered it aside, and that'll do it for our opening period. So the lone goal for the Valley Wild coming from Gabriella Gilbert at the 13:09 mark. And they have a 1-0 lead here in the U13 A Championship matchup. So our second championship game here at the Amera Arena, simultaneously a pair going on next door at the BMO Arena. So championship Sunday here in provincial female hockey. Again, in our first game, the under 15A matchup in a shootout. Lexi Saunders with the lone goal in the shootout for the Cape Breton Blizzard as they scored a thrilling 1-0 victory over the Valley Wild to secure the championship banner. And now the Valley Wild under 13 A team looking for gold here as they battle the Quad County Whitecaps Black. And here come the Wild with the 1-goal lead. Centering pass, but McLennan again diving on it in the opening seconds. Wild looking to extend their lead. Off the face-off. Coming out of the fray there and looking to carry it and dumped in. Good work there by Daniela McNeil. Bounces off the side of the net. Back to the point. Hit a leg. Hopped over the stick of Eva Brown. Brown still with it. Battling. Trickled in front into the slot of the Wild net, but they take over now. It's Ansems. She gets knocked down. Wild bench wants a penalty call. Not going to get one. And now darting out. Racing in on the off wing is Fleet. Fleet looking to center it. Now knocked off her stick, back out to neutral ice. Delayed offside. Whitecaps tag up. And now Marr. Ali Marr. Bringing it back the other way. Bigney trying to barge in. Knocked away from her by Dwaron. Bigney battling. Kept in at the point. But now the Whitecaps. Bouncing out into neutral ice. There's Dwaron. Dwaron falls. Now Salzman trying to get something going. Nice lead pass. Salzman gets it up to Bigney. But she loses it in neutral ice, and now it's dumped in. Steered aside, will be blowing down. Tomek looked to dump it out to one of her defenders, but it's blowing down with 12:45 remaining. Face off to the right of Amelia Tomek. Off the draw. Squirts in front. Now headed to the corner is Sorbetti. Whitecaps on the forecheck. Sorbetti again. Gets it up, Wenkowski. Wenkowski is upended. And now in her own end, gathering is McCackern. Whitecaps look to clear their zone, but good work to keep it in here. And now it comes free, racing out of her own zone, trying to get something happening. Here's McDonald. Poked off her stick, now Wenkowski for the Wild. Tried to feed it over to Sorbetti. Sorbetti. Her shot harmlessly wide on the short side. 11:50 remaining in the second. Whitecaps penning in the Wild here. Or Whitecaps, pardon me, being penned in. Scramble in front, and finally McLennan. As the Wild were buzzing around there looking for their second. With a 1-0 lead here. Next goal, if we get one, would be a huge one. Whitecaps looking for that equalizer. Wild looking for breathing room. Salzman on the draw. Went up against Fleet. Scrum just inside the blue line of the Whitecaps. Squirts free. Salzman. Salzman centered it. Bouncing puck as McLennan tried to knife it away and it went airborne. Great play there by Salzman. It's still in the zone. Whitecaps penned in, now trying to bring it out, but they get gummed up just outside the blue line. Back out to neutral ice and going back to collect it is Ansems. Ansems now on the rush in over the blue line. Ansems shot! McLennan with a shoulder save. Off the turnover, Wenkowski tried to barge in front. Still loose. Whitecaps come away with it, but good pinch by Ansems to keep it in. Bouncing puck behind the net, picked up there by McEachern. Wild have the play here the last couple of minutes, but now on the rush. Here comes Dweron, shot and an easy glove save by Tomek. With 9:57 remaining in the second period. Again, the lone goal coming at 13:09 in the first by Gabriella Gilbert is the difference so far in this one, and a great individual effort. Whitecaps have to retreat now. Picked up by Marr. Marr weaving her way out of her own zone. Marr trying to feed it ahead. And now the Whitecaps looking for a centering pass, but it got blocked. That was Broche. Scrum below the red line. Broche with it, centered it, but no one there. McDonald was in front, but she was tied up. Centering pass. Trying to keep it in, but just not in time. Was Marr, but it'll be a delayed offside. Whitecaps tag up. And now dump back into the right of Tomek. Picking it up there, Nora McLean, intercepted. McLean tries to get it back, but missed the kick. Eisner now. Whitecaps trying to engineer a forecheck. Back to the point. Rister sails high and wide. At the point, keeping it in. Battle there, good play by Marr, but finally trickles out to neutral ice by McDonald. Whitecaps want to change, so a chance here for the Wild to clear their zone. But right back in on the forecheck and keeping it in are the Whitecaps. And it trickles out to neutral ice again. And that puck bounces by Hodgson. And it'll be an icy call against the Wild with 8:10 remaining in the second period of our Hockey Nova Scotia Under 13A Female Championship matchup, featuring the Black Squad from the Quad County Whitecaps and the Valley Wild. The Wild clearing their own zone. Wyatt King. Back out to neutral ice. Ansems. Or pardon me, not Ansems, but Fiona Schofield, number 22. Whitecaps the other way. Pye. Put right back in, but the Whitecaps have to tag up. And now the Wild look to get back to the offense with 7:30 remains. Salzman, who's been dangerous. Got it over to her mate Bigney, but it was knocked away from her. And now the Whitecaps looking for that equalizer. But they're stopped in neutral ice by Bigney. Salzman. And now it's Franey up the boards. Frail backhands it in, but right back out. And now trying to get away and off to the races is Curry. But she was stopped. Back into the Quad County zone. Picked up there by Milva DeCoste. Puck is loose, bouncing puck. Batted at again by DeCoste. Now against Salzman, centered it, no one there. And now back the other way, McIsaac. McIsaac, fleet of foot. McIsaac racing in. And a defensive play by King, and they score! Off the broken play. Cameron McIsaac. After the rush, it was knocked off her stick by King. But then she put it on goal from a sharp angle. At the 8:47 mark. Of the second period to tie it at 1. Cameron McIsaac with the equalizer. Wenkowski knocked off her stick. It's in front, bouncing puck. Oh, and it just topped over the stick of Gilbert, who almost had her second. McDonald now racing in. Spins it around the boards. Trying to center, it was long, but that was intercepted. Bounced ahead. Long again. As she races in after it up front along with Fleet and McDonald. Kept in at the point. Bouncing pockets loose. McDonald with a shot, still loose. As Tomek went sprawling. Now Wenkowski. Wenkowski in. Shot. And snagged by McLennan. Great rush there by McKenna Wenkowski. Trying to regain the lead for the Wild. We'll have a face-off with 5:07 remaining in the second. Gilbert for the Wild in the first. McIsaac moments ago for the Whitecaps in the second. And it's 1-1 here in the U13 A Provincial Championship. Whitecaps now. Kept in at the point. That was McLean to the diagonal corner. Wild caused the turnover, centering pass, no one home. And now back the other way is Curry. Curry back checked. And now dumped in. It'll be an icy call as Whitecaps' Jordan Skierman hadn't gained the red line. So a face-off in the Quad County zone. One apiece here with 4:25 remaining in the second. Salzman off the draw. It ends up behind the net where it's picked up by McCackern. Up to the half wall, McIsaac. The Quad County goal scorer, and that went through the lip of the crease. As the Wild almost had another scoring chance, Schofield can't keep it in. McDonald takes the lead pass, but good defending there by Franey. Half wall. Squirts free, and the Wild will bring it out. Taken back though and dumped in by Cameron McIsaac, who's had a whale of a second period here. Now Salzman weaving her way. Squirted off her stick. And now a chance here. Oh, and great defending by Schofield. Preventing that shot. There's a great chance there for Broche. Oh, hopped over the stick at the point. Tough luck there for LeBlanc. She gets it back. Still in the neutral ice and poked into the zone. It's where Franny will pick it up. Take it from her. Scrappy play in the neutral zone. And now back the other way. King. And a glove save by McLennan. It was from a sharp angle, but McLennan had to be sharp. And we'll have a face-off to her right with 2:34 remaining in the second period. 1 goal apiece in this championship matchup. Shot! And another glove stop. It looked like it was going high and wide, but McLennan didn't want to chance it. That come off the stick of Bigney. Off the draw. Squirts free. Wenkowski. Battle along the half wall. Squirts again free. Now Wenkowski. In alone, Wenkowski and McLennan stones her on the short side. .202 remaining here in a feverish second period. Off the draw, back to the point. Trying to get it through was King, but it was blocked. And now the Whitecaps. I think that may be an icing call, it will be. As Ryland Dwaron hadn't gained the red line. 1:47 remains, so another big draw here to the left of Lexi McLennan. Off the draw. Salzman battling for it. Squirts free. Put on goal, but knocked down and cleared away by Marr. Dumped out, racing back for it is McLean. Gets it back out to neutral ice, but now dumped back in by the Whitecaps. They take a change with 1:15 remaining. Salzman. Into the skates of her teammate, but it's wrestled free just inside the Whitecap zone. Here's Salzman. Salzman. Bouncing puck and McLennan smothered it. Trying to pop it loose. Thinking it was free there was Sorbetti. So the Wild buzzing a bit here late. Wenkowski wins the draw. Back to the point. Racing back for it is Nora McLean. McLean rings it up the boards. Dumped right back in by McEachern. Now it's Gilbert who has the goal. Oh, and just offside with Wenkowski. With 32.9 seconds remaining, they were dangerous heading into the zone there. Two of the biggest offensive threats so far for the Wild, Wenkowski and Gilbert. Off the draw. Dumped in by Schofield, comes back out. Good play there, and trying to knock it down was Gilbert. It's just inside the zone. Great work by Gilbert and Wenkowski. Joined up front by King. Squirting free, Dwaron. Just inside the zone as the seconds tick away, and that'll do it for 2 periods here in our championship game. Your score in the Hockey Nova Scotia U13 A Championship matchup. The Valley Wild won and the Quad County Whitecaps won. We'll step aside for the second intermission. Don't go too far. Should be a dandy third period here in Member 2. Welcome back to the Member 2 Sport and Wellness Center, the Emera Arena, for this Hockey Nova Scotia U13 A Championship matchup in female hockey featuring the Valley Wild and the Quad County Whitecaps Black Squad. And we're underway in the third period of a 1-1 tie. Whitecaps in their white and green trim, the Wild in their blue and white trim. Off the opening draw, the Whitecaps looking to take their first lead. The Wild scored the opener, Gabriella Gilbert, at 13:09 of the first period. And then the tying goal coming at 8:47 of the second from Cameron McIsaac. And that's where we stand here as we start our 15-minute third period after the ice clean. Again, the under 13A championship banner on the line. Into the zone. Shot sails over the top of Amelia Tomic, the Wild goaltender. Lexi McLennan between the pipes for the Whitecaps, and that's an icing call against the Wild with 13:59 remaining in the third. Face off to the left of Tomic. Off the draw, back to the point, a floater, it's loose. Off that point shot, it was a knuckleball from Quinn Hodgson. Tomic had some trouble with it, but no one could hop on the rebound for Quad County. Up to the half wall. Still loose. Kept in, good play there by Eisner. Centered, no one there for the Valley. Winkowski's had a great game so far, back in after it. Now with a burst of speed is Fleet. Fleet of foot she is, Brooklyn in over the blue line. Showing speed befitting her surname. Couldn't get it in front, now gets it back after it's kept in at the point by McCackern. Still loose, Fleet, couldn't get a shot away. There's one, saved by Tomic. First big stop for either side here in the third. Now Quad County have to retreat for it. Back at her own end, Kingsley McCackern. Good pinch to keep it in there, but it ends up into the neutral zone, and now back to collect it is Schofield. Salzman will come away with it. Salzman now trying to get some speed going. Salzman into the Quad County zone, puts it deep. Out there to help her out, Mutard. Battle behind the net. Squirts out, trickles to the top of the circle. And we're going to have a penalty call here. Interference. So it looks like the Whitecaps will get a power play chance here as Ava Mutard is called for interference. So a huge chance here for the Whitecaps to take their first lead as they'll head to the power play. Face-off will be to the left of Amelia Tomic. Point shot. Gets all the way through but goes wide. Chance here for Schofield. Kept in. Just in. And now Franey will get it out, and having to retreat for it is Ali Marr. Marr teed up for her by McLennan. Marr trying to get some speed going, but she's chased down by Winkowski. Great work there by Winkowski up front on the power play. Shot saved by Tomic on that long one from Broche. And she smothers it with 1:20 remain in the Mutard interference call. 11-16 in the third period. Back to the point. Rister. Another nice save by Tomic on that long shot. That was off the stick of Hodgson. It's in front. Whitecaps buzzing around, but the Wild hanging tough here on the penalty kill. Back to the point. Shot blocked. Bouncing puck, a save, a second one by Tomic. As she's being tested here in the power play. Another point shot and Tomic will smother it. As they say, your goaltender often has to be your best penalty killer. And Tomic's done just that here on this early third period power play for Quad County. Dumped down the ice now late in the power play. Only 15 seconds remaining. See if Quad County has one last rush, but again, it's Winkowski, who's just had a fabulous game for the Wild. And now back the other way. Dwaron, rolling puck. Oh, it's shot just wide and barreling into the net was Long. As she had a great chance. Pardon me, it was Melody Curry, number 3. Winkowski intercepted. And over the blue line comes Broche. Dumped right back out. Whitecaps take over. Can't keep it in at the point. 2-on-1 now. Salzman trying to get away. She had someone in front but couldn't get it over to King. Point shot, hit a leg in front and a big save there by McLennan. As she turned aside King. Face off to the left of McLennan. Off the draw. Whitecaps. McDonald now racing in. Lost at the Schofield. McDonald. Both teams trading punches here early in the third, now almost midway through in a 1-1 tie. Gilbert for the Wild. McIsaac for the Whitecaps. King now. Bounces one in, but good work there by smothering it and no rebounds from McLennan. Both goaltenders have been sharp in this one. Face off to the right of Lexi McLennan. Back to the point, Ansems. Squirts to the corner, centering pass, Winkowski trying to put a fork in it, but she couldn't get a shot away. Plenty of traffic in front of McLennan. Ansems up to Sorbetti. Nice feed. Shot blocked. Rebound. Oh, and it was whistled just wide. Kept in by Ansems. Winkowski redirected it, but McLennan able to hop on it with 7:41 remaining as the Wild pressure. Another face-off to the right of McLennan. Off the draw. Loose puck. Scrambling for it. Coming free and putting it on goal there was McLean. Whitecaps. Get it back out, poke back in. Wild tag up and get back in on the forecheck. Salzman couldn't come up with it, but chases after it. Banged in, and the Wildcats make chase. Trying to center it, but it's blocked. And trying to carry it out is McEachern. McEachern poked off her stick. Following up was Dwaron. No icing as Ansems goes back to collect it. Bangs it up the boards. Poked ahead there by Mutard. And it's called on the offside with 6:32 remaining in regulation. Our first matchup in the under-15 A Championship went to a pair of overtimes and a shootout. Still plenty of time here, but we're tied at 1. See if someone can get the game winner in regulation. And now looking to make some noise was Broche. In there with McDonald. And now the Wild look to answer. Sorbetti. Gilbert falls. There's the ever dangerous Wankowski back out there. Banged ahead, bouncing puck all the way back. Collected by McLean. Nice feed for Gilbert, but it didn't connect. McLean will get another chance. Gilbert battling for it. She has the Wild goal. Came in the first period. Cameron McIsaac tied it for Quad County in the second. And that's where we stand with 5:25 remaining in the third. Quad County now. Collected by Franey. Franey trying to get some speed going. Backhands it ahead. Kept in. Good work there, and a rising shot by King, but McLennan made a glove save. 5:01 remaining. Face off to the right of Lexi McLennan. Unable to keep it in with Schofield. Dumped in by King. Schofield back to collect it. Dwaron off her skate. Now it's King. King one-on-one shot. Oh, it took a funny bounce. And King almost had a rebound chance on the backhand. Franey puts it deep. Wankowski trying to chase it down. Schofield, great work to keep it in. And now there's a pileup, but here's Wankowski. But a nice defensive play by McEachern. Wild making a change. Now it's Curry to neutral ice. Oh, a steal! Oh, and just rolling off the stick of McIsaac, looking for her second of the day. 3:45 remaining in the third. Kept in at the point. Shot redirected, and Tomac had to make a nice save on the short side. Centered. Sorbetti now. Sorbetti charging ahead with a pair of teammates. Sorbetti trying to center it, still loose. And now Quad County looked to answer, but the lead pass was errant. And it's an icing call against the Whitecaps with 3:12 remaining in a 1-1 tie. Off the draw, Eisner. Out of the reach of Salzman. Banging it ahead, racing in after it. No icing, centering pass, spinning. And unable to get a shot away was Pye. Now the other way, King. But getting there first was Marr. 2:26 remaining in the third. Steal almost, but it squirts outside the blue line. Eisner now. Had some trouble with it. Whitecaps putting the pressure on here. But now having to chase back for it is Hodgson. Banged it up the glass smartly. Sorbetti's there. Franey ahead. Wankowski and Gilbert couldn't come up with it. And it's an icing call against Quad County with 1:43 remaining in regulation. A big face-off coming here to the left of Lexi McLennan. Just like in our opener, the under 15A championship, goaltending has been sharp. Now a chance for McDonald to carry it out. McDonald knocked off her stick. Now Salzman. And Salzman maybe not what she wanted to do there to ice it, but they'll race back in their own zone. Face-off coming to the right of Amelia Tomic. Checking on something here, not sure what the question is. Something Quad County bench is looking into. Off the face-off. Rolling puck. Salzman got a stick on it, but it's still there. That shot attempt trickled wide. Ansems gets it up. Kick 'em. Salzman there. Falling Quad County player, and they're going to blow it down. And a hand pass. They'll bring the face-off outside the blue line. Less than a minute remaining in regulation. Overtime looming here in Member 2. Sorbetti. Back the other way. Dumped ahead. Knocked down. Sorbetti now. Sorbetti, nice feed. Wankowski. Shot was blocked. And now back the other way. Here comes Broch. Broch On her off wing, Brochin! Oh, and she just missed. Getting a piece of it was Tomek. Collision just inside the blue line. And it looked like Gilbert got hit high in the collision with Skirman, and Gilbert gets up gingerly. And it looks like unless something miraculous happens here off this face-off, we're going to be headed to overtime once again. Face-off outside the blue line, so I think both teams will just be content to scrum it up here and head to overtime. We'll start at 4-on-4 for 5 minutes. Dumped in. It'll roll to Tomek. And we're headed to overtime in the championship game for the Hockey Nova Scotia U13 A banner here in Member 2. 2-minute break here for the teams to catch their breath and strategize a little bit. If you're just joining us, the Wild took the lead in the first period at 13:09 mark. Gabriella Gilbert, the goal scorer, and then in the second at 8:47, Cameron McIsaac tied it for Quad County. And really the story, much like our first game, plenty of action, but the goaltenders on this occasion, Lexi McLennan of the Whitecaps and Amelia Tomek of the Wild have been sharp as attack in this one. And the 1-1 tie now as both teams again get ready for an overtime here. Our first match up in the under 15A championship game. 5-minute 4-on-4 overtime. 5-minute 3-on-3 overtime, and then a shootout before it was decided. Both teams are ready to roll here. Gonna have some 4-on-4 action. This referee, one of the referees just conferring with both benches on how overtime unfolds in this one. So we'll have the face-off again, the Whitecaps in white and green trim, the teal. Wild in there, blue and white. Right off the draw, bouncing puck, McDonald spinning. Oh, and Broch almost got a redirection, centered it. And now Wenkowski trying to steam away. Great back check by Broch, who's been all over the place here in the third period and the start of overtime. There she is once again, knocked off her stick. Back the other way. Ripped him by McDonald. Both teams make some changes. And now we're on the forecheck. Whitecaps looking to do some damage and win it here. But back the other way, Sorbetti. Sorbetti with a burst. Trying to get it deep. Sorbetti spinning. Still there. Kept in by Ansems. Oh, it just came out by a hair and it's offside. With 3:54 remaining in our 5-minute sudden death 4-on-4 overtime period. Off the draw. Sorbetti again. She didn't have anyone with her, centered it. Back the other way come the Whitecaps. Schofield. King kind of got spun around, she couldn't corral it. Back the other way. Dumped in by McCacker, and now Schofield once again. Up the boards, there's Gilbert. Glad to see her back out there. Gilbert. Schofield again. Active shift for her. Gilbert falls along with McIsaac, the 2 goal scorers in this one. Now some falling bodies. King up the boards, but kept in. And now Schofield, 2:49 remaining in our first 5-minute overtime. Spinning play there by Hodgson to put it deep. Schofield's been out there for a bit, up to Gilbert. Gilbert trying to race it down, but it's going to be Hodgson there first. Hodgson. McDonald, great play there by Salzman to keep it in and put it deep. But the Whitecaps are going to have some room to carry it out. Hodgson in over the blue line. Broach is headed to the front of the net. Backhand pass didn't get there, but Broach gets it behind the net. Broach trying to force it in front, but Salzman helps out McLean there. And now back the other way with a head of steam. Shot saved by Tomek. And now behind the net with 1:45 remaining. Wankowski, can she get a step? Wankowski ahead to Salzman. Salzman in after it. Kept in at the point. Put deep. Salzman now trying to center it. She couldn't get good wood on it on the backhand, so back the other way. Come the Whitecaps, it's Marr. And it's called on the offside in early. I don't think the Wild player heard the whistle. It was a soft one. So face-off outside the blue line, 1:13 remaining. In the 5-minute 4-on-4 overtime. They're not saying the Wildcat or the Whitecaps can't change. They're too late. Dwaron on the draw. Up against Kickham. Sorbetti. Kickham. Chases down her own shot, trying to get it in front. Sorbetti! Oh, she didn't get good wood on it. She was tied up there by Marr. And the spinning shot was smothered by McLennan. Ansems. Shot. Hit a leg and just went wide. Gilbert, who has the Wild goal in this one. Ansems. Ansems in over the blue line, but good play to catch up to her, but kept in by King. "14 seconds remaining. McDonald now. One last rush, trying to beat the clock. Pass ahead for Broach. Broach not going to get it away, and the horn goes to end their first overtime period. Nothing solved here in Member 2. The Wild won and the Whitecaps won. So again, if you're just joining us, the Hockey Nova Scotia under 13A championship game tied at 1. Gabriella Gilbert scored for the Wild in the first period. And then the equalizer in the second for Quad County from Cameron McIsaac. And that's where we stand after a 5-minute 4-on-4 overtime. I'm a little unsure, but I'll leave the same format as our previous game that went to the second overtime, that it goes down to 3-on-3 for 5 minutes. And then if nothing's solved there, there'll be a shootout. And that's how the under 15A game ended. 1 goal in the shootout. That was from Lexi Saunders of the Cape Breton Blizzard as they won the banner. So again, both teams giving it their all as we had in our first game. Some great display of female hockey here in Championship Sunday at the Member 2 Sports and Wellness Center. Both teams sending their first 3 out. For the Valley, it's going to be Ansem's Wankowski and Blakely Ward. For the Quad County, it's going to be Brouch, McDonald, and Hodgson. And we're about ready to go here in our 5th period. 5-minute 3-on-3 overtime. Will we get our provincial champion here now, Wankowski. Wankowski being harassed, but still with it. Tried to center it. She was battling 3 Whitecaps, and now the Whitecaps get it and look to go the other way. Ansems. Oh, Hodgson able to recover before Wankowski stole it. Hodgson, shot off the glove of Tomic. Salzman, who's had a strong effort. Salzman still with it. Taken away from her. Fleet now. Fleet in. Fleet. Oh, and a sensational stop by Tomic. And they score! The Whitecaps have tidal waved to a provincial title. After Tomic made a sensational stop, the rebound. And God bless her, she was great in this one. She's consoled by her teammates as the Whitecaps celebrate the U13 A provincial title. At the 58-second mark of our second overtime. As the Quad County Whitecap Black side celebrates a provincial crown. And another dandy battle here. Tough luck loss for the Wild, but full marks to them as the goaltenders. Tomic was great, no chance on the rebound after she robbed Fleet. So again, another dandy display here of female hockey on Championship Sunday. A 2-1 overtime win for Quad County. And we'll hang around for the medal and banner presentations. And again, a great weekend for both teams here. Player of the game, Amelia Tomic for the Wild, and well deserved. What a great effort. And again, she made that first stop, but Quad County stuck with it for the rebound. And the player of the game, again, like in our first championship, the goaltenders skate away with well-deserved player of the game awards. That's Lexi McLennan. of the Whitecaps. She and Amelia Tomic battled. And they'll get a photo taken together. And they'll get a big hand again as both teams go to congratulate their goaltenders, and well-deserved. Great performance by both young ladies. Now, I believe we'll start with the silver medal presentations to the Wild, like their under 15A counterparts. Heartbreaking loss, but a great effort and well-deserved silver medalist, pardon me. I think we're going to also have the Fair Play Award presentation.
Congratulations to Quad County on provincial championship. Our first award is for the Fair Play Award, which is an award to go to good sportsmanship, and that's going to go to Valley Wild. Team captains have the Fair Play Award.
The Valley Wild will receive the Fair Play Award. And heading up to accept it for her team is Eva Brown. Now I believe we'll head to the silver medal presentations to the Wild players.
Now the silver medals for the Valley Wild. Number 5,
Maya King, the first recipient. There she comes.
Number 6,
Emma Bigney.
Number 7,
Blakely Ward, number 7.
Number 8,
Isabella Frail.
Number 9,
Ava Mutart. Maya Franey. Nora McLean now coming up for her medal. Gabriella Gilbert, who had the Wild goal in this one. Here comes Eva Brown. McKenna Wenkowski, what a game she had. Certainly one of the top players in this one. Now Lily Eisner. Fiona Schofield. Miley Kickham receives her medal along with Brooklyn Ansems. And there's Amelia Tomic, the goaltender. What a game she had. Susanna Sorbetti. Mariah McLean. And finally, number 71, Jocelyn Salzman. She had a great game as well for her team. So again, your silver medal winners for 2024-25 under 13A Provincial Female Hockey Championships, the Valley Wild. So now their coaches and staff will come up to get their medals. Before we present the gold to the Quad County Whitecap Black Squad.
And then the gold medals for Quad County. Number 2, Adelong.
Adelong, the first recipient.
Number 3,
Melody Curry. Ali Marr. Big game on defense. Cameron McIsaac, who had the regulation goal for the Whitecaps.
Number 6,
Mabel Broche.
Number 7,
Brooklyn Fleet, pardon me, who had that big rush in overtime. Led to the game winner. Quinn Hodgson. Jordan Skirman. Callie Mae McDonald. Casey Havercourt. Malva DeCoste. Ryland Dwaron. Quinn Holly, number 14, coming for her medal. Mackenzie Pye. Daniela McNeil. Daniela McNeil, number 16, now Isabella Beaton. Kinsey McCackern. Isla LeBlanc and Lexi McLennan. Lexi with the win. And there's Isla LeBlanc. So your gold medal winners, the Quad County Whitecaps Black. Coaches will, staff will come to get their medals, and then we'll wrap things up with the banner presentation. Actually, the first presentation will be the league championship banner that went to the Wild this season for the Nova Scotia Female Hockey League under 13A regular season champions. Accepting it, Miley Kickham and Maya King. So again, that's the regular season banner for the league. Just getting some photos of the Wildcats, and now The Nova Scotia, Hockey Nova Scotia under 13A female provincial champions.
The captains for the Quad County.
The Quad County Whitecaps will accept the banner. So they get situated for their photo along with the championship plaque. So again, a 2-1 overtime victory in the second overtime to win the title.
Congratulations, Quad County.
And congratulations to both teams as they go to celebrate their championship. The Quad County Whitecaps Black are the 2024-25 under 13A provincial champs. So that'll about do it from member two. Great doubleheader of championship action here in Championship Sunday. 4 great title matchups. And again, the final in the under 13A championship game in overtime. The Quad County Whitecaps Black 2, the Valley Wild 1. For Nolan Jessup behind the camera, I'm Corey LeBlanc. Good afternoon from member two.